The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
We're back at it again. Thank you for joining us. If you're here, then we are too. It's The Local Show with Tom and Steve.
The most annoying statement you say is so annoying.
Other than this one.
We are too.
Other than this one, which is, it's the Steve Show.
There we go. My gosh. You know what? I want to talk about Safe Harbor because I don't want to talk about
you
the
go
Steve
ahead.
Show.
You do that.
So Safe Harbor Wills and Trust. If you haven't updated your will or you don't have a trust to protect your home against long-term care and that, you're making a mistake. You should have it looked at. And they will look at it. That's all they do. Doing it yourself or doing it online would be like cutting your own hair. Probably a bad idea, unless you have hair like mine.
Or a Flowbee.
Yes. So Safe Harbor Wills and Trust, John and the team over there, 370-9977. You can ask questions. They don't charge you to ask questions. SafeHarborWillsandTrust.com, Tom.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to bring on a new guest to The Local Show. Her name is Stephanie Vavonese, and she's the owner and executive recruiter for SMV Recruiting. How are you, Stephanie?
Excellent.
Good. You're a Vavonese, huh?
I am.
Because I'm full Italian, so you know.
There's like lawyers. There's like judges.
Yeah, there are a lot of Vavonese.
Lawyers,
Mafia.
priests, we got the whole thing covered except for doctors.
Okay, all right.
Are you homegrown? Are you from around the area?
Yep, from Syracuse. My father's Frank, so a lawyer.
Oh, is he? Okay, yeah.
Wait a minute. I think that's my wife's cousin.
Could be related.
No, seriously. He goes by Frankie, right?
Well,
Frankie Vavonese? Or maybe it's a family thing.
That's my brother. It's Frankie.
Okay, all right. There's
gotcha.
you know what? My wife's Italian, so everybody's a cousin.
Who's your wife?
Judy Gosh. She was a Zappatello.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
Makes sense.
Here we go.
The Goshes. Okay, it's coming
Me and
around.
the family.
You're right in front of that microphone, so we can.
And if you bang the
incriminate
table
you.
one more time, Tom's going to cut off your fingers. So
Can't
just
do that. All right.
That's wonderful.
Now that we got Italy straightened out.
Yeah. What side of town were you guys from?
North side.
You were Northsiders?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you go to Henniger or?
I went to Our Lady of Pompeii
Oh,
and
yeah.
CBA.
Oh, did you? I went to CBA.
Okay.
But when I went, it was all
Only
boys.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So you're probably the fam over there too.
Yeah, that's right. Because I was just going to say the Vavonese boys were there.
Michael.
When I was there.
probably
Yep.
closer.
Yep.
Yeah.
So does this make us cousins?
Pretty much.
Believe me, you want to say cousin 5 times removed.
A
Yes.
few times removed, but everyone's a cousin. And
So what is it that you do? What does an executive recruiter do these days, and what is your company all about?
So a couple questions there. So SMV Recruiting, I started it 8 years ago. We focus strictly on permanent placements. We do a lot in the manufacturing industry. It's not the only thing that we do. Kind of an old-fashioned headhunter.
Okay.
All right, to give you an
Gotcha.
idea. So a company will come to us and say, hey, we need help finding this plant manager. Can you help us out?
Gotcha.
So we will go, we have an 8-step process we go through, but we meet with the client, really understand what their needs are. Then we go out, post, and actively look and knock on doors to
So
find
are these
people.
just the white collar cream of the crop
No.
top thing, or is this someone that is in manufacturing, or maybe a factory worker or an industrial maintenance mechanic? Or
100%. We will work on A to Z. So we will work on assemblers at the entry level. We will do process techs, setup techs. We do a lot with CNC machinists around here. We will do literally the gamut. Maintenance. We work for clients across the country. So one of our biggest clients is LeGrand Pass and Seymour, but we've worked with their locations in Concord is one of our big ones, West Hartford, Connecticut, all the way out to California. So it's not just in Syracuse, but all levels for them.
So why would someone want to use a recruiter?
Okay, so one of the biggest things is a lot of companies, your people are your best assets. And if you don't have good people, the cost of a bad hire is easily $20,000 to $40,000.
Plus lost momentum, plus lost profits. That's just
plus culture,
right.
Right. Strain on folks. So I think one of the advantages of working with us is that we really try to really vet people. I think the reality is most people, they're going to post and pray, right? They're going to have a job description, might be an old one, they're going to post it and just select people from the people who apply. Reality is You need to go out and find people you actually like and want to work with.
And you do that.
We will do that.
Okay. Is it, I'm going to make a statement, change my mind. The best people are probably working.
I would say, unless there's a good reason, 95% of the time, that's an accurate statement.
Okay. And maybe they're scared looking because then they're looking, and if they're looking, I find out you're looking, now I'm annoyed because why you're looking, and it gets this weird thing where you're like behind the curtain maybe?
Behind the curtain. And the biggest thing is, right, you typically want the people who are not looking because you have less competition when it comes to making the offer. You have more time to work with as well from a client company perspective.
Wait a minute. So you go to someone that's perfectly happy and perfectly fine and say, are you really happy? You're really fine? Because maybe there's a little better offer.
Can we just have a conversation?
Which puts them, okay, that's a different position than I need a job. I need it next week.
And some people are just, I want to feel what's out there. I've been at this company for a while. Mm-hmm. Let me just see what's out there.
Okay.
And, I think it's a nice way because people, when I'm also talking about a client, right? When I'm representing a company, people these days are applying on their phone. They're looking at a job description for 20 seconds.
Yeah.
They typically don't remember even where they applied because it's a one-click apply.
That was my next question, was how has technology changed the game in recruiting?
Yeah, so I think people, first off, a one-page resume doesn't exist anymore. It's a different format. Indeed's changed the game. People are using LinkedIn, and so you can be using LinkedIn. You can use Indeed, ZipRecruiter, Monster.
Many tools.
There's a lot of them, right? And so I think it's easier to post a job out there. It's a little bit confusing, right?
And it's easier to apply for a job.
It's a lot easier to apply. So you have a lot you need to weed through to find like the diamond in the rough. And then I just think people are sometimes, it's lazy, right? So people will just apply and they don't even remember and they don't even know what they're looking at. So I think that's one of the biggest things of why you'd want to work with a recruiter, because I have to believe in the company I'm representing.
Yeah.
And anytime I find someone I like, the first thing I'm going to do is call them. And people don't really understand.
The person or the company?
The person.
So you're working
candidate.
for the company trying to find someone. You're not working for the person trying to find a company.
Nope, the company
has
hired me to go find someone.
Got it.
So then I go find candidates. Mm-hmm. So anytime I send a candidate to a client, they've been vetted by us. So typically we're going to do a phone screen. Mm-hmm. And this is the one thing I think that companies don't realize is one of the most important aspects of recruiting and finding the right talent, and they don't put enough value on the phone screen. So if you are going to be recruiting, I really encourage you to take the steps to do a phone screen, because during this phone screen, people also don't really realize what they can ask, which is learn about them, see if they're interested. Your job in this phone screen is to sell the company, because you need to assume they don't know about you. And it's your tool to get them excited, screen them if they have the basics, and it's also an opportunity to lead the conversation about compensation up front, so you don't waste all this time.
So you're in the manufacturing space primarily. So if there was someone in that space that was like, I'm thinking maybe I want to make a change, should they talk to you, or do you not want them to reach out to you? Are you more company driven?
Honestly, we are more company driven. We're small, right? Mm-hmm. So when I worked for a larger recruiting firm, we could take someone to market, as they say. If you came to me with a really good background, I can go try to find you a job. But because we work with a company, we have to have a contract, get it agreed. If you have it's a 50-50. I feel bad, and I feel like this bad pressure, like I'm not helping this person out if they come to me. Right. So as I grow, I want to say yes, send them over. But right now, I don't want to waste.
So you want to have conversations. Maybe someone's listening, has a business, or and they're looking for employees. A great conversation with you to say, hey, how can we help and solve that problem? And you said something I think was golden. Of bad hires cost money.
Yeah.
And you kind of help avoid that. So it's SMV Recruiting. Is that correct? .com?
SMVRecruiting.com.
Okay. Is the 557-8181 a real number? Does that work?
Comes to my cell.
Okay. 557-8181. SMVRecruiting.com. Thank you, Steph.
Thank you.
Stephanie Vavonese right there, owner and executive recruiter for SMV Recruiting.